Hey there, everybody.
Good day.
So this is the ReBoot review,
It's Alphanumeric.
I'm Robin.
I'm Katie.
And we're going to watch some ReBoot while we talk about some ReBoot. And today we're going to watch and talk about Web Riders on the Storm.
Don't make me sing it.
Yeah, please don't make us sing it. It's because I don't think I can sing that one even if I try.
No, I tried earlier. It didn't work very well.
Yeah, so this is our phase of ReBoot episodes named after classic like old man rock songs.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all very, I guess, I don't know why.
Just why would they do?
Well, I'm trying to think like, what about these episodes make them want to do that? But I think it's on a whim.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, it's because some folks at Mainframe like some old man rock is the only
think that's
reason I can think of. So I guess we might as well just jump right into this one.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, we're starting now.
I come from the net. I search through systems.
Yeah, so
peoples,
we were sort of discussing this whole web arc at one point off the microphone, and Katie kind of summed it up really nicely.
Right, in response to the fact that, the web is supposed to be this huge and dangerous place, but so far everything's very closed in and quite tight, and so really you can just put it like this, the web. Anything can happen in the web, so nothing happens in the web.
Basically. That's kind of what it feels like in this arc, and there's just so much possible things you can explore, and then it just ends up being kind of
some dudes in a boat.
And yeah, dudes in a boat. Like that's
renegade.
really about
Lost
it.
in the web.
And
like this web creature from season 2 that comes in and is this horrifying, murderous beast, and you just imagine that's what you're going to be seeing so much of, and yet we don't get any of that creativity.
Yeah, although this like nebula flower stuff, this looks pretty cool.
I guess they spent all their time drawing pictures of what it looks like.
Pretty much, yeah. And I mean, like, yeah. To be fair, I would have this as like a desktop background. It's a nice art, but I don't necessarily want it as my episode.
Somewhere.
Well, if it's a fight they want,
I think that's it. Like I was really hoping to get more out of the experience of being in the web.
Yeah, and it's a lot of this.
And that's a lot of people hanging out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because the last episode ended off with a cliffhanger of the web riders hanging out outside the ship.
Right.
And instead of cutting straight into like an epic charge, we cut to a battle strategy session with sad music. And it's like, what happened to our cliffhanger? They're just hanging out outside the ship and we're in kind of a standoff? Like, was that really the best way to do this?
Right, exactly. Like, people coming back to this episode, and it's like, oh, but, okay.
All right.
No one's worried outside?
Yeah, because it's been a few weeks for us at this point in, like, real life time.
That's right.
Yeah,
we had to remind ourselves.
Unless we restore
Hopefully not for you. Hopefully you're watching these just back to back.
Just binging it all.
The web was your digital domain. Isn't there anything you can do?
If there was, don't you think I would have done it by now?
Then think of something.
Shake it.
No fight here.
No stress, Princess. Everything's online. Look, I understand your frustration. I really do. But your fight ain't with me. It's with whoever drove that beast of yours.
Do you think Ray has like permanent glasses indentations around his eyes from how like tightly
imagine it's like those people who suntan.
And he takes them off. He's just like pale white
yes, exactly. He's got these beady little eyes.
This is all my fault. If I hadn't have been so jealous, I would have been there to protect you. Now I could lose you forever.
Not entirely wrong. I mean,
no,
credit
I'm
for
glad
that.
you finally came to that moment.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah,
Very neat.
But it's like, it's a whole lot of pretty, but we're like, where's the exciting stuff going on?
Yeah, like, you just want encounters or something.
You know what? I want, like, what do they call them? Environmental hazards?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
okay, like imagine you're building a D&D campaign, and like not every encounter is going to be like a monster or an NPC. Some encounters are going to be like, I don't know, sand pits and
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. It's like,
Yeah.
why aren't, like, there could be so many more interesting, weird things.
anomalies and
Right.
you know.
I, Mr. Christopher,
Or, like, it doesn't all have to
I
be
won't
swirling
be a problem
nebulas.
now.
Like, it could
Yeah.
actually be...
This voyage.
They could
sir,
like fly
I wasn't
into
betting
like
us one
a
single bite
nest of
profit.
web
Oh,
creatures.
we
I guess that was kind of
Right.
done in Trust No One, but you know, like
But yes,
Yeah.
I think of it like, that's kind of how I was hoping to see the web
Yeah.
as something more
Reasons to set
diverse.
sail
Yeah.
Besides profit.
it's always a good moment. I like the slow drop.
What have you done?
Like repaying a debt to a friend, for one. Sometimes doing the right thing, lads, is worth more
I love the shrug from Mr. Christopher in the background. Is he doing the drinky motion?
If he isn't, I don't care. Because
That is definitely how we interpret
that is
it.
canon.
But how am I supposed to enter that into the ledger?
Fair.
Sure. But it'll buy her some time.
Might work.
Again, reminding you that is also Sharon Alexander, the voice of Andrea, currently acting as Bulas.
Might hurt.
Matrix, don't you
You
know
think I care?
it's me?
Throw the switch.
Something happened to me.
It seems to me that
Could you love Bula?
Oh, it always has to be painful. Just to make it so dramatic.
I know. I mean, you're a computer. You're fine.
Like, I'm embarrassed to say I've never actually donated blood, but I've had like blood taken for just blood tests and things, and after like the initial moment, like you don't really feel anything.
No, it's a
I
little
would think it'd be like
tingly.
that. Yeah.
You get woozy.
Yeah.
I mean, some people do. So I get woozy. But
Oh yeah.
Just stay with me. Okay?
fun fact, they don't want me to give blood because I get too fainty after.
Yeah, you don't
Fun
want the
fact.
faint risks there.
No.
The faint risks are no good.
They don't. Yeah, they really don't. Cool.
They just have to give your blood back to you.
Go, just here, take it. Just take it. I think she can just
Oh,
drink
that's
it.
a cool effect, like the
Yeah.
spirals, the circles around. I'm pointing at the screen as I say this, and I realize that's not helpful to you at all.
And come to a stop, Mr. Andrew. We'll wait for the surfer here. Aye, aye, Cap.
Yeah, it seems to me, speaking of like Sharon Alexander in the scene as Bula, that I once saw behind the scenes footage of a ReBoot recording session. And I don't know if I've mentioned this on the review before, but like,
Already?
it seems to me they all were in one room recording together. Like they all had like their like stands up in front of them and their
Really?
mics. I have a memory of seeing some behind the scenes footage with like 8 people all kind of like at microphones like facing each other in twos
Oh, that'd
and
be
like reading and
really
like
cool.
that would be a great way to do it so you're actually getting the feedback from the other actors, but I've only ever seen professional like actors record stuff usually in individual booths.
Right,
So
yeah.
I have always wondered how ReBoot was recorded, whether they actually did get everyone in a recording session together, because I didn't think that was the norm. And maybe they just did that one time for the behind the scenes promotional stuff.
right. That's possible.
But also seems weird that you would do it that way. I don't know. Yeah.
I always thought it seemed so weird that you would do it any other way, like the singular,
because you want
the interaction and the dialogue.
Yeah, because
but
I understand that's one of the harder things about voice acting is
yeah, reacting to something that you
it
don't.
hasn't been said.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes!
Always a cool bit.
Yes. Being able to go into board.
The lad out.
Oh, binomes.
What do we do? What this?
Surfer on deck! And he's out cold, sir.
Now let's show these brigands what it means to lock swords with the crew of the Saucy Mare. Open fire!
I love it.
I know.
Stick to your guns, lads. If We be going down fighting!
Nice. Remind me of his name again.
Gavin Capacitor.
No,
Oh, the
voice actor.
I was like, how? What?
No, no,
Why would
no.
you need- Long John Baldry.
Long John.
Yeah.
I knew it was a pirate name.
It has to turn sideways to do it.
Love it.
Frisket's like, maybe I can donate my.
Yeah, just tap me in.
They're just like flailing the guns around. They're not even aiming at anything, really.
No, yeah, exactly. Can they even see?
Probably not. Well, no. Miss Sally was sitting at that one, like the
Oh,
Star Wars
that's
type
right,
one that
that's
had the
right.
screen in front of it.
Sir.
Oh, there she is back there. Or that's a different one. Those were pretty good, like falling down the stairs vocalizations.
They were. I also really like, that's the first time I've ever seen a Zero like look like a ball.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
straight up
true. You'd think that would be like the
tucked in.
default.
Yeah.
Keep firing! Give them all you've got!
Exciting space action scenes are really, really hard to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I find the older I get, the more of them I see, the more they kind of just start to drag on instead of being like the exciting part of the story.
Yeah, because I mean, in the end, it's always someone sitting in a cockpit
Yeah, and
yelling
just-
about things.
Yeah, and just like things floating around in space and guns blazing, and I would much rather watch like a one-on-one fight between characters, with
Right.
their emotions and everything involved.
Guys, let's just put down our ships. Settle this like men.
Mr. Norton!
Mr. Norton.
Yeah, good old Mr. Norton.
Wow, wow, wow.
That was a really weird cut.
Yeah.
Because like Enzo is oh yeah, so it was Enzo being dazed, but it looked like Ray was the one who was
Yeah,
like getting
that's
up and
what
looking
I
around
thought.
dazed.
I thought it was supposed to be right. I'm so drunk.
Right.
What?
Nice double take. He's got the space look on his
What
face.
is he do? Why is he? What?
I'm trying
Somebody
to remember
stop
why this
him.
was happening. Yeah, right. Okay, I'm sorry. If you're a bino, are you really gonna stop that?
Yeah. True. Ew.
I don't know if that's good for the ship, Matrix.
Something's tickling.
What?
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
That dynamite's the scurvy scum be slinking off!
Okay, you shouldn't be balancing on things unnecessarily in this state, Matrix.
I want to be up here.
Done
Leave me alone.
well, lad. Bob would be proud.
Bob.
No, Bob's pretty shot right now.
Yeah.
I know that at the moment.
Well,
He's oozing.
oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Brace yourselves, lads. We've been looking for that pug, but it looks like it's found us.
These are clearly the exact same ones.
Yeah,
that were
obviously.
from before, because there's only that one
Right,
pod
that one
in
pod,
the entire web.
Andrew, hard starboard! And put your back into it!
We came back with beast reinforcements. They're gonna bite their way through the ship?
Probably. It looks yummy.
Well, that's what you get for making it out of scales of other animals that these things clearly eat. You just covered it in meat, basically.
Oh, he's turning the ship. Yeah, ew, gross. Old meat, though.
Old meat. Come on, that's web creature's favorite kind of meat. Have you ever met a dog?
Yes, that's true. So all web creatures are some sort of dog
Dog breed, yeah.
Oh my god, my favorite.
Oh, they were just gonna rough you up a little bit, apparently.
Hang on!
Didn't know there was that much air pressure.
Yeah, really.
Penguin.
Well, I guess they knew they weren't gonna survive.
No!
Is that Mr. Norton?
I think it
Did we
was.
just lose Mr. Norton? I don't remember that.
I know.
Finish, yeah!
Okay, or does like Bob catch? Okay, Matrix
Right.
catches that one. I feel like Bob would not just let a defenseless biome of all people
No, he
go
wouldn't.
flying off into the web.
Unless he didn't notice.
No, true. They're small. Another oddly musicless scene for a second there.
Yeah.
Music's come back now, appropriately, but
Hit his bum.
I like that when the chips are down, Captain Capacitor is a pretty decent swordsman. He held his own for a minute there.
She gets her own theme music.
She sure does. Come on, are you gonna deny Bula theme music if she asks for it? I don't think so.
I wouldn't. I don't think so. Is he kicking him in the sensitive zone?
I feel like it was more abdomen, stomach, maybe. Pile on. Although, see, that's what you get for bringing along your season 1 sword capacitor.
Really? Jerk.
Seriously.
Laughing. Why,
Is he still-
He's still completely wasted.
That was such a good look. I've always loved that look. Like it's hilarious, but not like unintentional. Like it's
Right.
real. Like yeah, you would look at someone like that if you had that realization.
The one thing about there's like it's degraded sprites. It's like he looks like a web creature to me.
Yeah,
I don't see how he
I
even
know.
looks.
I guess that's why Capacitor had to say it.
Yeah, because
Otherwise, you wouldn't know. But if he says it, you kind of realize that they're sprites. They're not like monster creatures.
There you go.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that guy... We were on the captain. We were on the...
Yeah, I didn't think they had Bob yet.
Yeah, I was confusing that guy
shown.
for being Bob.
Yeah.
But no. Yeah, you're right. I just thought it was Bob with a whole lot more armor on. I was assuming that the leader of the web creature, the web riders, was going to be Bob.
yeah.
I think that's why I made that assumption.
Yeah, I remembered that he wasn't the leader, but then I also had forgot or wasn't sure.
Right,
So
yeah,
I wasn't
no,
gonna
fair
say
enough.
anything. I don't want to touch you. You're gross.
Seriously, you're degraded, man.
Oh, you didn't want to shake my hand.
Right.
You just wanted your thing back.
Glitch is all like, nice to see you, man, but gross.
Yeah, ew.
Please, somebody help her. I can give no more.
By the code matrix. You can't be meaning to let that scurvy dog...
Gavin! Gavin, he's here to help.
Classic.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Oh, that is such a good moment.
It is.
Again, speaking to writers who like know their characters.
Exactly. You know when it's just right for that good gag.
And I guess at this point we're supposed to have figured out clearly that this is Bob. Glitch was the big giveaway. Frisket was just kind of a nice chaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ew. What you gonna do?
Gotta give her some of that cure-all guardian code.
Yes, like mixed with degraded old
Sprite
goo.
Renegades can't do this matrix.
Ew. Squirt.
Right.
Splort. Squelch. Does this mean they're married?
Ray is probably the most confused of all of them at the moment.
Yeah. I'm beautiful. Oh, look at me.
Bob, we found you.
Okay,
Cool
that
sound
sounds like a
effects.
balloon.
You might have been. Don't worry, our hero still gets to be handsome.
Yeah.
Just cool degree.
He's got freaky teeth.
Talking these things.
Bob! Whoa!
I think you're a little too big for that.
It's funny, I remember that being the pivotal moment of the episode. I don't remember that this whole episode leads up to that.
To just that.
Like,
There you go, kids.
man, yeah. I mean, it
Enjoy.
went by fast because I was just like, oh, and then Bob's gonna show up. And like,
Yeah.
I kept expecting
He's
that to
coming.
be like
He's
a
coming now,
midpoint in
right?
the episode.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, right, that's the ending.
I think that the big thing is in that episode, a lot of people were assuming the captain of the riders was Bob.
Yes.
Because I think I remember thinking that.
I did that
when-
even after having seen this episode
Yeah, but
multiple
I mean,
times.
I think that's why you did
Yeah.
it, is because you would have been thinking that the whole time.
Yeah.
And then it ends up not being him at all.
Yeah.
It,
It ends up being a
much
guy who
more
actually-
obvious.
Yeah, someone who looks exactly like Bob, but just in a
A
suit.
little bit gooier
Yeah.
and squishier.
Squishier Bob.
How does the suit know to like wiggle around all of his bits?
yeah. Biosuit thing. So anyway, I mean, besides the climax of that episode not happening anywhere near where I thought it did, and me sitting
Right.
there waiting the whole time for it, then being like, oh, now it's over. Any comments on Web Riders on the Storm?
I find it funny how they spend episodes chasing the web creature that has her special code in it,
Yeah.
only to find that they didn't need that special code at all, and they just needed some
to
random
find-
guardian code to
Right.
fix her up. But they're not going to explain why or how that was done. They're just going to
Nothing,
show
or-
some pretty sparkly lines. And say
Yeah,
that
it's true. That is
she's
the
all
kind of
good.
thing that's never really resolved. And like, we were talking earlier about how this arc feels very disjointed because it starts with, we've got to go to the web to like find Bob, but oh no, now we've got to heal Andrea. And it sort of makes sense to tie those things together by having Bob be able to heal Andrea, but like you say, it also feels like kind of a pointless goose chase in retrospect.
Right.
You know?
Like if they had just, I don't like, obviously, yeah, they wanted to have a reason to make it tense.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It felt really weird. It's like, oh, then you didn't need that at all. You made it seem like you really needed it. But I guess you guys don't know anything about anything.
I know. And like, speaking to your other point, I've always had questions myself about like Guardian Code. Like,
right. Is it like elixir?
It's such a device of like, oh, you've got a problem. You just need some Guardian Code
Here
for
you
that.
go.
Like it really is kind of a
snake oil.
Yeah.
But not.
I feel there's a term for narrative devices like that are just your all-purpose, like heal all. Once you have this thing, the magic just does everything else. And I mean, those are handy to have in a lot of stories. And there's not really like, I think it's perfectly reasonable to have something like that in your story, because when you're writing a story, you can honestly make the cure or the resolution or the treasure be anything that you want it to be, right? Like you're not really restricted by like logic, or you need to outline the exact rules of how Guardian Code works so that you always know when it does and doesn't work. Like you don't always need that level of detail, and it can be handy to have something like that as a tool in your story that you can use. But Guardian Code is one of those things that after a while I just feel maybe gets a little overused.
Yeah, exactly. Like you think people would be like, kidnapping them just to suck the sweet Guardian Code out of them.
You could do that, yeah. And also, I mean, that brings me to the point as well that like in Quick and the Fed, when Doc gets hit with the magnet, and it's like this, and like Andrea's thing seemed fairly similar as an affliction.
Oh, so Bob was holding out on her
that whole time, yeah. Clearly,
not pretty enough.
Or maybe he just hadn't figured out how to use his Guardian Code for healing yet at that point.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe it was an upgrade.
Yeah.
Well, then, okay, and it also brings up the point, Enzo does not have the Guardian Code.
No, clearly not. That's why I was all like, oh, your Renegade Code is clearly not good enough to save your girlfriend.
So then, like, how do you get injected with it at Magic Guardian
when you
School?
Graduate Guardian Academy, I guess they go in and type in a few more lines of code on you, and
maybe that's all it is. You go in and someone I don't know, sticks it inside of you somehow.
I think Turbo takes your icon and his icon, and he does that thing that Bob just did to Andrea's icon, and it's zappy zappy.
Congratulations, you've graduated from cadet. It was a really hard journey, but I believed you would make it the entire time.
Totally believed it.
Guardian 452.
Oh dear. So anyway, yeah, that is Web Riders on the Storm. I mean, the Bob, like, even though by the time it's like fully revealed, you're like, okay, I'm waiting for this, but it was a relief to see Bob back.
Oh, yeah. It was like, finally.
Yeah, we can maybe get back to this like dynamic of the show that I was always used to. And yeah.
That's right. This was a real experimental season.
Yeah, it was for sure. And it was just like, I don't know, when you missed Bob, when you love all these characters, you want to know he's safe and okay, and it's going to get to be reunited with all of his friends again. And
obviously when they go for the search for him, are they ever searching for Bob, or they're just searching for Mainframe the whole time?
They started searching for Bob when Turbo came back and was like, the Guardians are all evil except for Bob.
Oh, right.
So they were searching for Mainframe, and I think they assumed Bob was lost for dead.
Yeah.
And then Turbo showed up and was like, Bob's still alive, and everyone's looking for him, and he's out there in the web somewhere.
Right.
And that was when it became a search for Bob again.
Right.
Right.
I couldn't remember if they had been,
it gets a little convoluted.
So it's the belief that Bob is out there, and then the switch over to he is out there.
Yeah. And I think watching it, at least as like an older kid or a teenager, you always kind of believed in some part of you that Bob was going to have to come back.
Oh,
I mean, he's the main character.
Yeah.
So anyway, I felt like I couldn't leave off this episode without at least addressing like, oh, Bob's back. What does that mean for our viewers? Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So I guess with that, we will wrap things up for now and be back next time here on the Reboot Review. So until then, stay frosty.
Which means, oh, hi, Frisket.